Yo, InternetSmarks here, your boy Menace. You already know what time it is. 300-second segment for last night's Raw. It was a poppin' show. Not as hype as last week was. It was still good. This one had more on and off moments, so there's going to be a little more to talk about on this one. It wasn't all good, but it wasn't all bad either, like what we used to. So we're going to run through the list like we normally do. I'm going to give you my quick recap. Y'all leave comments, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know how we do. InternetSmarks. Anyway, last night we started it with Sasha and Charlotte. Well, first Sasha came out. First thing I gotta say is Sasha gotta learn how to get out of the emotional stuff. All of this thing about coming out to the ring and wanting to cry right away when the fans start yelling, "You deserve it." It's cool, you be excited, but you gotta hold it in because you used to be a great heel. Now all of a sudden, the emotions flying all over the place. And if you want to be better than Charlotte, you can't be showing that you're that quick to go from heel to soft. So you need to toughen up a little bit there, Sasha. No more that smiling and crying when you come down to the ring. If you're the boss, bosses don't get that emotional. So get out your feelings, girl. You're still looking good, though. I'm going to tell you that much. That segment went on with Jericho coming out, Enzo, them talking. Anytime Enzo and Jericho could talk, you know it's going to be a good segment. So they did their thing. They ended up turning it into a match. It was Jericho and Charlotte against Sasha and Enzo. They had a regular blah blah match. From what I remember, it was back and forth throughout the whole thing. Of course, you expect Charlotte and Jericho to poke fun at them and do things to get them annoyed. At the end of it, Jericho and Charlotte won, but afterwards, Jericho hit Enzo with the code breaker. And after he did the code breaker, Cass came out. And of course, he didn't want no problems with Cass, so he got up out of there. But that was a little weird moment too, having Enzo. I should have had a three-way match and just pick a third person. But then again, it's a good setup to something I'm going to bring up later with Jericho. So it might work out. After that, they had the Mr. Braun Strowman beating up on a random for nothing. Keep that moving. Moved on to a segment with Stephanie McMahon, Mick Foley, and Mark Henry. Mark Henry stating that he's still good for one more run. He wants to face Rusev and get the U.S. title back to the U.S. before he goes be a representative at the Olympics. It didn't work out too much how he expected, but we'll get to that. Following that segment, we had this retarded match between the Shining Stars and the Golden Truth. Now, why did it take forever to even come putting the Golden Truth together, and then they're still losing matches together, and the reason is because of each other, and now it's because of fucking Pokemon. Like, come on, that's just stupid. The Shining Stars are slow high flyers. I hate people that can fly but are slow as hell, because they look like they're planning everything because they're afraid of getting hurt. Don't be a wrestler. Just putting your body on the line. Golden Truth is just retarded. They both can wrestle. Let them wrestle. Stop making jokes out of them. Like, why does it have to be a funny thing with Golden Truth? Like, once they joined together, they should have made them a wrestling team and just have them bringing talent up. And what they're doing now is not the way to do it. Losing matches because one's playing Pokemon Go and Goldust gets rolled up, like, whatever. They followed that pointless tag team matchup with the Rusev and Mark Henry match. Power. But Rusev, beast mode, not playing. Put that accolade on Mark Henry, tapped him out. After the match, Roman pops out. Now, of course, I had to laugh at the drop down for Roman because he went from the heavyweight to the U.S. title. But I'm not mad because I actually want to see Roman and Rusev go at it a couple of times. Like, that's two guys that really would make a good run as long as Roman just keeps his mouth shut. Go back to the old Roman. You didn't say nothing. You just went in the ring, took care of business, and got out. If you do things like that, Roman, you might get a chance for us to like you again. Well, other people like you, but I lost it a long time ago. You might get it back, bro. They followed that Reigns pop out with Darren Young versus Titus, the old tag team partners. I don't know. This was a weird match. I don't want to see any of these guys do anything right now. I guess it's the way that they try to give him the push. It just looked retarded to me. I mean, we see where Titus just came from fighting Rusev and getting his ass whooped multiple times. Now, and then from Father a Year to now a heel, that's what's going to happen. They just have so much problems with the way that they push these people's storylines. It's just so twisted that, like, how am I supposed to look at him as a good guy one minute, the greatest dad, and the next minute he's an asshole? But hey, it is what it is. Titus won. After that, they had another segment, which I was surprised they brought up. It was Stephanie and Mick with Cesaro and Sheamus, bringing up the fact that they've been complaining about being on Raw because of how things are going to be. I honestly didn't think they were going to bring that up on the show, but they did. And they made a match out of it with Cesaro and Sheamus would face each other, and the winner would get a future title shot. Only thing we don't know is how long in the future. It would probably be after, well, most definitely after SummerSlam. So we'll see what happens after SummerSlam pops out with that. Then they had a match of Nia Jax versus a nobody. Nia Jax won. I don't get it. I'm not feeling the whole Ryback thing, where Ryback just used to beat up a bunch of people when he started. You see where he's at now. They shouldn't do that with these people. Just give them matches. We've already seen them fight actual wrestlers. Why would they go from fighting top guys to fighting dudes that's never been around? Bunch of jobbers. Like, come on. Work with me, Raw. Work with me. Like I said, ups and downs. But next match was the Club versus the New Day. Even the New Day won this match, but they lost the war. I hope Big E's alright, because his balls and the pole in the bow. That's it. I ain't gotta say no more, because it's hurting me just thinking about it. But yeah, that happened. Followed up by the Cesaro and Sheamus match. This was a good match. I liked it. A lot of hard hitting. Of course, we expected that. Cesaro and Sheamus both are hard hitters, so I knew that was coming. But Cesaro ended up winning the match with the neutralizer, so we can see Cesaro getting a future title shot. So I guess all that running his mouth actually worked. Haven't seen that in a while, but I'll take it. I want to see Cesaro get a run at the belt, so I'll take that. Then we had another weird pointless moment. Heath Slater pops out saying he's the #1 agent. He has Jinder Mahal, who I haven't seen in forever, pop out with him. Then here comes Mick. He says, you know what's funny? None of you guys are actually on the roster. How about you fight each other and the winner gets a roster spot? Jinder Mahal just kicks Heath Slater's head off and pins him. He got a contract out of nowhere, but Heath is still showing up on the shows. I hate them both. I don't see what's the point. People say they feel like Heath can do something since Nexus, 3-man band, Outcast. We've never seen him do shit. The only time he's had a title was because of a group thing. Like, he's always been riding with a group. I don't see him doing anything dolo. But off that, the last and final match was the Heath Slater and Sami Zayn fight. Good match. I would give it maybe a 3 out of 5. It wasn't no crazy thing where I was shouting on top of my lungs, but it was a good wrestling match. I would expect them to have a better one in the future. Seth ended up winning with the pedigree after Sami missed a haluva kick in the corner. Match over. I'm actually just looking forward to all this championship stuff to be finished, because I want to see if it actually leads up to Seth fighting Triple H at one point, which is going to be fire. Pedigree versus pedigree. You never know. Following that segment, we had Brock Lesnar come out. And during the segment, while Paul Heyman, the Advocate, is talking all his crazy mess about how Randy Orton will never catch Brock with an RKO in split second, RKO out of nowhere. Nobody knows where the hell Randy Orton came from. Hits him with an RKO, points at Heyman with the I told you so, proceeds to get out of the ring, run into the fans, and that's how he ended it. And Stephanie and Mick coming out, yelling at security and referees, get him out of here, he's not supposed to be here. Just shut up. You're freaking promoting SmackDown commercials during Raw. Are we supposed to believe you guys are in any actual real competition? You guys don't know how to, run shit. But hey, I'm just a regular guy, just talking. But that's how Raw finished. InternetSmarks, your boy Menace. Please comment, subscribe, like, tell us what you want to hear about. We're thinking of new ideas or other things that we could bring up too, so we could just fill in the rest of the week. Because honestly, I get too held back on waiting for Monday Night Raw to drop recaps. I want to be able to drop more content. So if y'all got anything y'all want to see, let us know and we'll make it happen. But yeah, it's your InternetSmarks. Menace, Chuck, and Biggs. Salute.